Feng Shui for Dummies.
Oh, like an intro? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Intro. And that way, you don't have to feel like you have to keep pushing all the stuff into that one course. And now
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah.
and you can make it funner and more light because you're not trying to put so much
Right.
into it.
Yeah. What is your thought about when you do your courses? Do you do a weekly call with the group, a discussion call?
I actually haven't done that because I'm doing my courses through Daily Om,
Okay.
which is another course purveyor, and they have an online group. So I encourage people to participate in that. It's very funny because my next course is going to be a manifesting course, which is going to happen, I think, in the summer. And I actually use the bagua as one of my exercises to help people find like different areas. So I do love it, and you'll see it in my course if you go there. But I haven't done the online calls, but I think they're terrific. I think people want to connect with you personally, and I think it will be a way for you to put less in writing, because I really feel like that's not your comfort zone necessarily.
I'm actually a really good writer. It's just taking the time to sit down and do it. It's not my favorite thing.
I didn't mean as a writer. I'm sure you're a good writer, but I mean your comfort zone, like you're not relaxed. You're like, what should I do? And you're sort of like a little bit agonized. But I get the feeling that if you're on a call or a Skype call, you're going to be completely relaxed.
Yeah.
And you'll be friendly.
And the questions too. Lots of times people do have questions. I mean, that's the thing, and more of the engagement where they can ask a question. I can clarify, what's happening or what's going on, and help them that way too.
Exactly. And that's the hardest thing about creating a course, is that you're talking to people who sort of don't exist yet. And you kind of have to think ahead about who are they, what do they need, how fast do they need to go, how do they need to hear it, will they be offended by this, will they like that? And it's a lot of unknowns. But when you have somebody in front of you,
right,
it's very easy and it's very comfortable. So I think, not that I was saying you're not a good writer, but put less agony into the writing.
Right.
just treat it like this is just to get us started.
Yeah.
This is just, we're going to have fun on the call. Now hop on the call, get on the call. Let's talk about it. Let's work it out. And the good thing about that is that as you do the calls, I don't know if this platform you're working with allows you to adjust as you go along, because what you're going to find as you're talking to your students, you'll be like, oh, they really got stuck here, or they really needed more about this. They really wanted to know more about that. So you'll be, I think the problem is, if it's a problem, it's not, everybody has this issue, is you're talking to no one right now. It's not reality based exactly, but once you start interacting, it will be.
Yeah, and because I've done the course live a number of times, I feel like I have that, sort of feedback, or I kind of know what sort of things typically come up for people, or what they typically have. But I love the idea of just, if I need to on the fly, doing an extra video, or, providing them extra information. It's a great idea.
Yeah, or adjusting the text of the course even. Yeah, so you have that piece. So that's great. Is there a deadline for this? Do you have a time limit on when you're supposed to get the
No, I don't. And in the past, self-imposed deadlines don't work well for me.
Yeah. So what I would suggest, since you don't have a deadline, I think it's really great, is if you can assemble a beta test group. And you don't even need to put it onto that platform. You can do it as, one email a week, where you just send the material in the form of a PDF or even an email, but a PDF is cool. And just have people go through it for 8 weeks, or at least the first 4 weeks, and see how they feel about it.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I like that idea. Do you typically charge for the beta test, or is it a free thing?
I usually do free. Yeah. But charging, I mean, if you can, it's better to do it free, because you're asking for feedback. They're actually, it's really, some people don't do much, and some people take it really seriously. I've had people, like when I wrote my book, Imagine Self-Love, I had people, beta readers, and some people like, came back with such detailed edits, and I mean, really put their heart in, like they worked as an editor for me. And some people didn't, but I really couldn't charge anybody. They did so much for me, so I couldn't charge them.
Right. Yeah, true.
And then, of course, also, if they like it, you can ask for, and if they want to, you can ask for testimonials. So
Right.
it's always great in the advertising when you're promoting your course, or the promotional page that you have,
Yeah.
to put some testimonials.
Right. Yeah. Good idea. And those two, I do have some from the live courses that I've done. I have some from that too. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. And if you don't want to wait the 8 weeks to go through the course, you can also just have some close friends come over and just spend an hour or two looking at it with you.
Yeah.
Same as they say. I mean, it has to be the right person, because I've done that with people, and one person was just like, "Hey, great job, awesome," and
Not helpful.
and another person, but that was what they felt. They thought it was fantastic, but another person gave me such great feedback about switching things up, maybe, so that people jump more into like something more active, less. I was doing a lot of explaining, so I can always add explanations at the bottom, a few more notes about manifesting, but put the action stuff up front.
Nice. Yeah. I think that is a key thing, especially to keep people engaged in courses when they're doing the online thing, that they have something that they're doing, because it's like, okay, now I have this assignment for this week, and I'm going to go and do that, and let's see what the results are, or that type of thing.
Exactly. And if you want to add more explanation, you can always add it, sort of like, read this if you want to afterwards, but it's not like somebody has to wade through a lot of, like a long essay before they get to the part that, their mind is going here and their mind is going there, and it's following you all over the place, but they're like, what am I supposed to be grasping, and what am I supposed to be working with? And they need to know that first.
Yeah. Good.
So yeah, we these sessions go very, very quickly. Is there any other piece of it that you're feeling about, anything about the course getting out there? Are there other issues in there for you, or is it all organizational?
Part of it too is like, okay, once I create it, then you've got to do the work of promoting it, right?
Right.
And getting it out there, and probably I would do like a free call, type of thing, to give people like some basic info to get them started, type of thing, or introduce them to the course. So it's kind of like, creating the course is one thing, but then the promotion is a whole nother thing.
Yeah. So I saw when you said there's the promotional aspect, because you're not wearing a collar, I could see you kind of gulp.
Right?
And you're right. It's like, that's a huge part. It's not over. It's just beginning. So I don't think we have time in this session, but I just say, good for you for understanding that. And that's real. And that is like, not to say you should be afraid, but you should look at it like this is another huge piece of the puzzle that you need to wrap your mind around.
Right.
And put the energy into, because otherwise, you'll promote your course and you won't be ready to promote. I mean, you'll create your course and then you'll be like, you want to have everything timed so you can hit the ground running when you launch. It's all the ducks are in a row.
Right. Yeah. And you want people to show up. I mean, that's the point, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, we could talk more about the launch, but unfortunately not here on this call, because I think I was supposed to end around now. So I want to thank you for for being my guest on the show, and wish you a lot of success with your course. I know you have a lot to offer people with the information, and it sounds like you've already been helping people get great results. So that is something to really keep as a motivational force, because so many people can benefit. I think it's tremendous. I love Feng Shui, and I do believe very much in the power of your environment to impact your life more than your more than many people are even aware of. But even if
Yeah.
they're not aware of it, it's still impacting their lives. So
Exactly. Mhm.
I thank you so much for being my guest. And we'll have to end here, I'm sorry to say. If you'd like to work with me, or if any of our viewers would like to work with me, you can learn more about me on my website at rebalinker.com. And you can also pick up my free gift to you, which is chapter 1 of Imagine Self-Love. And thank you very much for being my guest, Kim.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. I look forward to hearing your results as you and to seeing definitely email me. You're welcome to join my Facebook group, which is called Leaders in Self-Love, and I really want to know when your course comes out. So I hope you'll let me know.
Yeah, perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. To be a guest on Paint Yourself Into the Picture, please visit vcntv.com/paintyourselfintothe-picture/apply. Remember to like this video and leave your comments below. Join us again next week for another coaching session on Paint Yourself Into the Picture. I'm Reba Linker. My Facebook group again is Leaders in Self-Love, and my website is rebalinker.com.
To watch the rest of this episode, click on the link below the video now if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, click on the Watch the Full Episode button when the video is done.